Hello, MBA students. Welcome to MBA 617 Leadership in Business. I realize that most of you probably all of you actually, this is your first MBA course. You might be a little apprehensive about the amount of work you're going to have to do, the complexity of the content, and even how to fit this into your busy life and family and work schedule. Let me encourage you with a number of observations that I just want to make to maybe help you along a little bit here. First of all, according to the 2018 study by the U.S. Census Bureau, only about 13% of Americans actually have an advanced degree like an MBA. So you're in a special class. You're among an influential group of Americans. So be proud of that. Not prideful, but be proud that you're taking this on, because clearly not everybody does this. Second, excuse me. Yes, getting an advanced degree is not easy. It's not. It's hard work. The MBA curriculum is meant to be a challenge for you, so don't expect an easy time of it. You're likely to struggle with some courses and some assignments and some concept, but it's okay, because that means if your brain's hurting, you're starting to learn, okay? Third, unlike your undergrad program where you focused on graduating with as good of a GPA as you could possibly get, so you can land that first job. Grad programs are a little bit different. Listen, we profs and the administration, we all know you can learn and you're very capable. So it's less really about your GPA. It's not, you don't have to demonstrate your GPA to us and prove that you're smart. We already know that you're smart, all right? But we are looking for some in-depth thought and writing and communication and some deeper thought. So all that to say, don't overly focus on the GPA, just learn. And by the way, I work at a staffing and recruiting agency. We never look at people's graduate GPA scores. Doesn't matter. You get that degree and we know you're capable. Fourth, here's my best advice regarding the workload. Do a little bit each night. Each evening or during the day when you have some time, take at least an hour and focus on your MBA course or your courses. Oftentimes when I'm studying, preparing for classes, I use my lunchtime at work, and I spend time on it every night as well. So that's what I'm encouraging you to do as well. Some days you might need to put in 2 or 3 hours. Maybe you have to take a day off once in a while. But if you're writing a paper, you may have to put a little more time into it, or you're putting together a PowerPoint. The point is, doing a little bit of reading and studying each day will help you immerse yourself into the material and kind of absorb it and think about it as you begin to write and do your PowerPoints and that sort of thing. Number 5, in terms of encouraging you with some things, please don't forget about your family. Don't lose your family for the sake of completing your MBA, okay? They are sacrificing much to allow you the time to be in this program, and respect that sacrifice of theirs. Be sure to take time for them and include them in the journey as you go. Finally, have some fun in this course and your other MBA courses as well. Use this opportunity to learn some new concepts that maybe you haven't considered before, some things that you never would have run across. Challenge your assumptions and your values. On a different note, more specifically about this leadership course. Hang on here. About this course, please know that God cares about how we view leadership. We are going to be studying many leadership principles in this course. Now, this may come as a shock to you, but these principles were not created by man, but by God. We are mere discoverers of what God has already created, both the seen and the unseen. So just know that as you study these concepts, you have an opportunity to peek into the mind of God about leadership. However, I always like to challenge believers in Christ to compare what you're learning in this course or any course to a biblical worldview. There might be some concepts that we learn that don't align with a biblical worldview. That's very possible. Challenge what you're learning, though, through a biblical lens, all the way through this course and your other courses. Don't just accept it because it's in black and white. By the way, I hope you know Jesus. He has such great plans for your life and your family and your purpose. He cares about how you lead. I know, because I've seen him work in those very areas of my own life since I gave my life to him, to Jesus, as a 15-year-old. If you don't know Christ, let's talk sometime. I'd like to introduce you to the God of this universe if you don't know him already. Okay, let me pivot for a moment and before I close. The objective of this course is to learn about leadership in the context of business. We are going to be learning some very practical leadership styles and concepts that you can take with you into the workplace, no matter where you work. You can start using these immediately. You don't have to wait till you graduate from the MBA program to put these to use. As soon as you learn them, think about them, maybe write about them some, then apply them. Start doing it. One of the elements that I really like about this particular course is it's not just emphasizing leading others, but there's an additional emphasis on self-leadership. In fact, let me get this book here. I'll show it to you. This book right here on self-leadership by Neck, Mans, and Houghton. Excellent text. I use it all the time at work. So if you can't lead, I know it's cliche, but if you can't lead yourself, you can't lead others very well. Just as I close here, some things you should know about the mechanics of this course. First, each week I'll post a devotional video and a notes file. The devotional video might be one I've created myself that I've shared with others in other MBA courses, or one that I have found that seems appropriate for the class at a particular time period. As you watch the devotional, I hope it encourages you and points you in the right direction towards a heavenly view, a biblical view of what we're studying. The notes file I mentioned, I'll send that out as well on a weekly basis, and I'll have links to articles or other sites that are related to our topic. Some of my notes maybe that maybe are important for the week for you to know. They're supplemental, so be sure to watch and read the assigned materials in the syllabus as well. That comes first, and then my stuff is like add on to that, okay? Just to kind of help you out a little bit. During this first week of class, I'm sending out a separate announcement with some detailed information about topics that are important to me in this class and in fact in any class that I teach. So for example, I want you to know how to write an APA paper and how I grade those papers. So there's a video for that. I want you to know my thoughts and my reaction on plagiarism and how to avoid it, give you some tips on how to avoid it. And I want you to see how this graduate program or being in a graduate program fits into the scheme of challenging your values. All right, so there's a separate video on that. There'll be 3 videos I send out and a separate announcement. About office hours, so I do hold virtual office hours each week. I use Zoom, and I'll publish in a separate announcement my office hours on Zoom and the link and what to expect. You don't have to show up at office hours. You can always contact me whenever. There's enough. I have my information posted so you can reach out and find me, text me, call me, whatever, email me. But I'll hold those virtual office hours as well, just so you have a place to jump in and talk if you need to. Now, lastly, I know that life gets busy for us, me too, and events and situations happen beyond our control sometime. If you cannot meet a due date, reach out and talk to me. Let me know what's going on and what you're going through. You don't have to get real personal. I'm not asking for that kind of thing, but just let me know kind of what's going on and how I can help. If you contact me before something happens, before an event happens, or before you're going to be late, rather, I'm probably going to be pretty gracious with you because that's just kind of how I do things. I know life happens. But if you wait until afterwards and then you ask for an extension, may not be so gracious. But I understand there's always exceptions when emergencies happen and that sort of thing. So I understand that. I get it. All right, that's it. I'm really excited to be working with you throughout this course and looking forward to getting to know you. Remember this. This is what I always try to remind people in my classes. God is on his throne. He's always been there, and he's always going to be.